Ladies and gentlemen, The Flight of the Cromenockle isn't just a book. It never was. It's an instruction manual, and in Season 4, Episode 4, Julie Matthews just figured out how to read it. If you've been watching from Season 4 the way I have, frame by frame, breaking down each episode like I'm Charlie Kelly trying to figure out that there's no Pepe Sylvia, then Episode 4 just handed us the single biggest piece of lore we've gotten since The Lighthouse. It came quietly, there was no huge reveal or anything like that. It was just Julie and Randall sitting on the porch outside of Tabitha's house, flipping through The Flight of the Cromenockle and the Grand Gulagog that they had pulled out of the rubble from Ethan's backpack from when they lived in the old house, and which was brought on the RV into town. And what they read in that book might be the key to saving Jim and maybe everyone. So today we're breaking down Storywalker Fred, the bookmark mechanic, and the theory that's been sitting underneath the entire show. The Flight of the Cromenockle didn't come from our world. It came from theirs and it bled out. So let's jump right the frick in. Here's a quick recap of the book itself. The Flight of the Cromenockle and the Adventures of the Grand Gulagog. We've known about these two books for a long time now. They came on with Ethan in the RV. They came into town that way, and there's just been a lot of references to them the whole time. And for a long time I was like, the fuck is this Cromenockle? What? There's such a weird word. But now I'm pretty sold on it. Now I'm really interested in this thing. Up to this point, the working theory has kind of been that this book was about this place in some way, shape, or form. Like someone who'd been here, escaped, and wrote it down as fiction so no one would believe them. A warning disguised as a fairy tale, basically. And Episode 4 just absolutely blew that up. Because Julie's not reading it like a warning anymore. She's reading it like a how-to manual. Here's the passage Randall's reading through, and he reads this out loud. Storywalker Fred, distant cousin of the Grand Gulagog, an ordinary guy, an elevator repairman who could move between stories. Pause on that because the show never wasted a detail here. An elevator is something that you know moves between floors. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure that one out. But it moves between levels of reality, eh? You see where I'm going with this one? Fred isn't just a character, he's a metaphor for what's happening in this town. People being pulled between realities. Jim's ghost showing up outside of the RV. Tabitha remembering Miranda's life. Boyd's ring appearing in two places at once. The whole town is an elevator, and someone, somewhere, knew that and wrote it into this children's book. Then comes the mechanic. The Grand Gulagog asks Fred how you choose where in the story that you want to go. And Fred's answer, you have to create a bookmark. Leave a bookmark in the chapter you want to revisit, then you can return whenever you want. This is the part that turned a piece of lore into instructions. Because Julie immediately understood it as a literal mechanic. Fold up a piece of paper, bring it with you when you story walk, draw a symbol on it in the past, and when you come back, the symbol comes with you. And then she did it. She went into the ruins and she tried. Now, and we'll come back to this, but it didn't work the way that she hoped. The X she drew didn't carry through, but the fact that she tried it as instructions is the whole point of this video. Julie treating the book the way a mechanic treats a manual. Julie's treating the book the way that, like, a mechanic would treat a manual. And if she's right about that, the implications are absolutely massive, and it actually proves that The Flight of the Cromenockle was this guide. Here's exactly what Julie says to Randall, and I want you to read it carefully because every sentence of this matters, and it proves a lot of people's points here. Everything here is impossible, but it's also real. We are here right now in this impossible place. What if all the crazy shit that happens here has been like seeping out? Seeping out, that's the word. That's the entire theory in 2 words. Seeping out is exactly what I want to frickin' talk about. Julie isn't saying someone visited this place and wrote a book about it. She's saying the place is leaking out into dreams, into imaginations, into the minds of artists and authors and even children who've never set foot here. And one of the people who caught the leak was whoever wrote The Flight of the Cromenockle. They didn't know that's what they were doing. They just had dreams, vivid ones, about a town with a bottle tree and a lighthouse and monsters that come out at night. And they wrote a book that decades later found its way way into the hands of the only people who could possibly understand what it actually was. And here's the part that locks it in. Tabitha has been dreaming about this place since she was a little girl, and Julie mentions this as well. Long before she ever drove with her family into the town, she drew the lighthouse as a child. She knew Miranda's memories before she knew Miranda existed. Tabitha is living proof that this town reaches into people who have never been here. So if Tabitha, a real person in our world, has been receiving these images her entire life, why wouldn't the authors of the Cromenockle book have had that same experience? Why wouldn't a children's author somewhere in the early 1900s have woken up from a dream about an elevator repairman who could walk between stories and thought, that's a great idea for a book? And for the record, it's not just Tabitha. Elgin had dreams of this place and wanted to see a lake as soon as he got here. There is factual evidence in the story of people having these thoughts seeped out into the real world. And Julie says it best in this scene. Out of all the books that are there, this is the one that came into town with them, and that can't be a coincidence. It's definitely not. Nothing in this town is a coincidence. The book found them because the book was always meant to find them. Now let's address the elephant in the room. I know, Julie tried it, she drew the X, Randall pulled her out, and the paper was blank. So does that disprove this theory? I don't think so at all, and here's why. First, Julie was interrupted. The man in yellow saw her. He started running at her, and she got the X drawn, but Randall pulled her out at 5 seconds, exactly like she asked. We don't know if the bookmark needs more time. We don't know if she needed to physically place it somewhere instead of just drawing it out. The book says, leave a bookmark. She didn't leave anything. She just marked it. And I will say, we didn't get the full story of the Grand Gulagog and the Flight of the Cromenockle because they had to throw the books away when Tabitha came in, so it kind of cock-blocked the moment, for lack of a better word. Second, every supernatural mechanic in the show has rules that we don't fully understand yet. The talismans, the radio tower, the lighthouse, they all work, but they work in ways that the characters had to figure out through trial and error. Why would storywalking be any different? And third, this is the one that's been sitting with me the most. What if the bookmark did work, but not in a way that we can see? Like, what if it shows up later in the form of a breadcrumb, a change in the timeline, or just something that comes back around later in the story and makes us all rewind to watch this moment? This show has always been one that plants seeds, and Julie just planted one. If Julie's right, if the book is actually a manual, then we have to start rereading every other piece of lore in this show through that lens. We have to look at things like the map to the lighthouse and see that they're not a clue and that they're a direction. Same with the bottle tree. That can't just be symbolism. It has to be equipment of some kind. Another prime example of this is the Grand Gulagog itself. It's probably not just a character. It's probably a role, maybe a position someone in this town is supposed to fill. And look, there's a reason Ethan is out at the lake right now chasing a place from a story his ghost dad told him about. There's a reason Tabitha keeps insisting it's not real even as she walks her son towards it. The Lake of Tears is in the same family lore as Storywalker Fred. Ideas that came through dreams. Ideas the town planted in someone's head a long time ago, hoping they'd write them down. I covered the Lake of Tears in depth in another video, and if you haven't seen it by now, what the heck are you doing? The link's in the description right under the like button if you haven't seen it. But the through line there just really matters. Both of these things, the lake and the story walking, came from the same source, the book. The dreams, the leak, all of it, and both of them might be real. So this is what I want to leave you with. If the Flight of the Cromenockle is an instruction manual that came out of this town through the dreams of someone who was never there, then how many other fictional things in our world came from the same place? How many fairy tales? How many myths? How many ghost stories that grandparents tell? How many books that get dismissed as imagination? Because if Julie's right, then this town has been writing itself into our culture for a very, very long time. And the people stuck inside this town might not be the first ones to try and read their way out of it. And that's it. That's the video. If you think Julie's onto something, or if you think she's wrong and the bookmark failure proves the book is just a book, drop it in the comments. I read every single one of them, as you guys know, and I definitely want to hear your take on that. But anyway, with all that out of the way, thank you again so much for watching this video, and until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.